안녕하세요. 저는 민이고요. 한국어 수업에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 안녕. 안녕하세요. Hi guys, it's Min and welcome back to Korean class. Today we're just gonna dive directly into the topic, which is tada! Yeah, we're actually gonna talk about the word tada in Korean. I guess you guys know this word tada as an equivalent of the English word to take, which is true. But just like the word take of English, this word tada is an allophone of many other different meanings. So I found 8 different meanings that this word has, and I also provide some examples for each cases. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So the first meaning that the dictionary suggests of this word tada is 불씨나 높은 열로 불이 붙어 번지거나 불꽃이 일어나다. So which means by embers or high degree heat, the fire gets spread or sparks. So simply say it's to burn in English. I have 2 examples here. The first one, 집이 불에 탔어요. So the house got burnt. The house is burnt, has burnt. And the second one, 햇빛에 피부가 탔어요. So my skin got burnt by the skin. So my skin got sunburned, suntanned. And the second definition is 탈 것이나 짐승의 등 따위에 몸을 얹다, which means to put one's body on a vehicle or on the back of an animal. So it's like to ride in English, or we do say to take as well. First example, 자동차를 탑니다. I ride a car, I take a car, I drive a car. The second one, 기수가 말을 타요. So a jockey, a horseback rider, rides a horse. The third definition is 다량의 액체에 소량의 액체나 가루 따위를 넣어 섞다, which means to mix a little amount of liquid or powder into a bigger amount of liquid. So it's like to mix or to dilute. We do use it a lot when we're talking about like the powder type of thing that you put into water, like coffee or salt, any sort of spices. So first example is actually that. 커피를 타요. So I make coffee, or there's this old-fashioned like powder coffee that you put in the water, you mix it and it makes coffee. So that's what we say, 커피를 타요. Or the second example, 물에 소금을 한 스푼 타세요. So put a spoon of salt into the water. So again, it's like to mix or to dilute. So this definition of 타다 you're gonna see a lot in like cooking recipe or like chemical experiment kind of situation. Definition number 4. 몫으로 주는 돈이나 물건 따위를 받다, which means to receive receive the money or object for one's share. So it's like to take, actually we do say to take, to get, or to receive something. One example, 30일에 월급을 탔어요. So I got my salary, I got paid on the 30th. I got one other example actually. 진수가 대상을 탈 거예요. 진수 will win the grand prize. So here it's in the future. So he will win, he will receive the prize. Definition number 5. 밥 따위를 톱 같은 기구를 써서 밀었다 당겼다 하여 갈라지게 하다, This one is actually really hard to translate, I think. So first, let me try. So 갈라지게 하다, to split something, to make something split with the tools like sew. So you sew it. And normally it works with the things such as a pop, which is gourd. It's a huge plant. Kind of looks like a big pumpkin. I'll put the image here. So to translate, I would use the word something like to split or to part. I got two examples again. The first one, 흥부가 박을 탑니다. So it's actually a reference from very famous Korean folktale, 흥부 놀부. There's this one character whose name is 흥부, who like splits a gourd, like huge gourd, who opens it, and there's like treasure inside. So it's a bit like a treasure island kind of folktale story in Korean version, I guess. And the second example, 가르마를 반으로 타세요. So it's more like an expression, 가르마를 타다, which means to part your hair. So you know, when you do a hair, you kind of want to like split your hair into half. We also say 가르마를 타다. Definition number 6. 악기에 줄을 퉁기거나 건반을 눌러 소리를 내다. Which means to make a sound by thrumming a string or pushing a keyboard of a musical instrument. So in English we just say play, pretty much in every circumstance. But it mostly works with like traditional string instrument. So I only have one example. 연주자가 거문고를 탑니다. So in this case, I would translate it like the musician plays 거문고, which is a traditional instrument. It's a huge string instrument. It's a bit like guitar. It has 6 strings, I believe, and you thrum the string to make sound. It's a bit like guitar, I guess. I can't really tell much because I don't play any of instruments. And definition 7. 먼지나 때 따위가 쉽게 달라붙는 성질을 가지다. Which means to have a feature, characteristic that gets easily dusty or stained. So I would just say get dusty, stained, contaminated, mostly when we talk about fabrics. So, for example, 이 옷은 먼지가 잘 타요. So this cloth get easily stained, get easily dusty, which means so it's the fabric we're talking about that get you have dust stick easily. And definition 8, the last one. 사람이나 물건이 많은 사람의 손길이 미쳐 약해지거나 나빠지다. So either a person or object go through many other people's hand, which makes them weaker or worse. So to translate, I'd say like domesticated or to be spoiled. I wouldn't necessarily say that this word is negative, because we do use it a lot to like domesticate an animal. So, but it does have the meaning that it goes through many other people's hand and it gets like familiarized with human or even spoiled sometimes. So yeah, I got this example that 저 늑대는 사람 손을 타서 야생에서 살 수 없어요. So that wolf got domesticated from people, from human, so it can't live in the wild. Voila, that's it for today's class. I'll give you a quick review for all 8 different definitions. First, to burn. Second, to ride a vehicle or an animal. Third, to mix or to dilute powder or liquid into a bigger amount of liquid. 4, to take, to receive, to win the prize or money kind of thing. 5, to split or to part, to separate a thing into 2. 6. To play an instrument, a string instrument, by thrumming it. But 7. To get easily dusty, stained, contaminated, especially when it comes to fabric. And 8. To be domesticated, familiarized, to be spoiled by human. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just make sure that tada is not always like to receive or to take or to get, because that's the major definition that we use most cases. But just keep in mind that this word may have different meaning than you think. So try to read well or listen well in the context of the full sentence or even previous sentence or a following sentence, so that you can really understand what does this word mean in a certain context. So yeah, I hope it was helpful somehow, and I'll see you guys next time. 오늘 영상도 봐주셔서 감사하고요. 공부 열심히 하시고요. 저는 다음 영상에서 뵙도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다. 안녕히 가세요. 안녕.